Anthony Gordon for England. What are you talking about, Martin Keown? You want to push this, do you?
Well, we were looking at topics to discuss, and I spoke to a very tired Luke who's been working really hard all week, and I said, I think this guy deserves a mention. The way that he's playing right now, Anthony Gordon.
Oh, okay.
He was playing with a massive hunger. He came on in midweek. There was an injury, and he came on, and we know what form he's in. But he obviously was surviving on half a tank before, because now he's fit. He's applying himself. I think he's playing his best football. He's rapid. Really is causing problems on that left-hand side. It has to come into Gareth Southgate's thought process.
In place of whom?
Not in place of anybody.
It's going to have to be, isn't it?
No, because it would be. It's just ahead of whom then?
Well, he comes into a squad, so I'm not suggesting he starts ahead of Grealish yet, or Saka, or Foden. They're really good options that we have. But certainly, if there's a process where you come from the 21s through to the first team, then this is a player that is deserving of actually making that next step.
So he deserves to get in the squad, but he'll be way down the pecking order.
Well, you have to get into the squad first, Jim, don't you?
But
That's progression.
Squad place would he take then?
Well, I'm not. Give me the squad from last time. Do you know the squad?
No, I don't know, but I'm not the one
why ask a silly question?
I'm not advocating for him to be in the squad. It's not a silly question. It's holding you to account, because obviously, if you're going to put him into the squad, you must have an idea who he's going to take out.
I'm not sure you can hold him back.
Are you rambling again?
I'm not rambling. I'm not rambling because do you not feel he's deserving of the credit?
Simon's point's a good one. Who drops out of the England squad?
I think there has to be a progression. I think there has to be a progression when you come from the 21s through to the first team. I think they won the Euros in the summer, and
that's fine.
But
signals.
they're good signals.
You have to be better than some Martin. You can't just have progression for progression's sake. You have to be better than someone else. So the question is not a bad question. It's just that you haven't done your research. The point is that Anthony Gordon is playing well right now. But if he's going to come into the England squad, who does he take out? And of course, you're right to suggest.
Well, give me the squad. We'll get the squad now. Luke's just bringing it in from the last squad.
This is escalating quickly.
Well, let's examine it, because let's give people an opportunity. But I do feel that he's playing really well.
Right? Yes. No,
he's doing all right.
Well, that's good. But you can give us a name as to who would drop out for Gordon to come in.
No, not at the moment. No.
Maybe in this break,
feels a bit harsh,
where it looks as if you're going to terrorise the life out of Simon and myself. We'll get that name. James, the Arsenal fans, get in touch. Simon says what we all think. You know, people moan about somebody needing to get into the football squad, the England squad, but they can never say who should drop out. So Martin clearly needs like a 40-man squad.
Yeah. Come on, Keown, off a job, Bob. Find out who's going to come out of the squad.
Martin, you're making the observation, and you're not wrong to make it. Yeah. Anthony Gordon has been absolutely brilliant.
Are you not a fan then, Jim? You're not a fan of him?
That's not the point.
You're not a fan of Gordon? No?
I didn't say, absolutely
Gordon's
a fan.
alive.
No?
But more importantly, I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, okay.
Now, here we are looking at the England squad.
He's alone in that.
So for somebody to come in,
we
and
now
force
have
a
the
win,
list. We have the list now. We have the list.
Who would drop out?
Now he's going to make it up as it goes along.
Well, I would take Marcus Rashford out of the England squad for the next one.
Okay.
What a thing to have
because
said.
I think I do. I mean, look, the competition is very steep in those positions. So what we've got Grealish obviously coming back from fitness. We've got Foden, maybe plays on the right, and Saka. So it's Saka and Foden on the right.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side, okay, Rashford gives you that explosion of pace. But I think as an all-round game, I'm just looking at Gordon here, and his team responsibilities is improved enormously, Jim. The quality of his play now, his crosses, the passes. It's early days for him, and he's a player who hasn't always applied himself. I think he was at Everton. He was kind of only on half tank, really. But now you see him with a good pre-season behind him, Jim. He was outstanding England's player of the tournament, the under-21 in the summer.
So
and I think he's now taken.
As opposed to
now
Rashford.
He's taken, and I think there has to be that pathway from the 21s to the full team. Have to give that signal. Eze's another player. He might be. He's developing. Whether he'd take him back into the next squad. And Nketiah has to step it up a little bit if he's going to be in the next England squad. Wilson's still scoring goals, of course.
Still with us, Sam.
Isak.
I know. He's now reviewing every member of the squad.
Yeah. So there are a few there. But definitely
Rashford
and Nketiah and Eze are the ones that might be looking over their shoulder, because this guy is playing really well right now.
Okay, Anthony Gordon. Martin's pushing the case that Anthony Gordon should be in England. I like him as well. I mean, I watched the whole game the other night, and of course he
would
was
he get in the Arsenal
chasing
side?
Everything, wasn't he?
I think he would. Yeah,
would he?
He would right now. Martinelli's injured.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10. On AM, on DAB, via the TalkSport app and on your smart speaker. TalkSport.